What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another umamusume video. Hope y'all had a good weekend. And in today's video, we are going to be going over the new Admire Groove banner. She did get released last night, about 12 hours ago. And in today's video, we are going to go over said banner and go over the comments right after. And I don't think there are any new support card is what I meant to say. Even don't know why I blanked out, but I'm pretty sure it's just the Admire Groove banner, and that's pretty much it. So before we do jump into the banner overview and then the comments right after, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. So with that being said, we're just going to get started with the Admire Groove. At level 1, 3-star, 96 speed, 81 stamina, 96 power, 91 guts, and 86 wise. At level 5, 5-star, 118 speed, 100 stamina, 118 power, 111 guts, and 103 on wise. For her aptitude, she turf runner, medium distance, but can also be used on mile distance. And then betweener, I'm pretty sure, is her best position because I mean, she was the betweener medium distance speed card, so betweener medium distance would definitely make sense for her best, or for her position and best distance. But you can use her as a leader or a chaser if you choose to. For her growth rate, you have it 10% all around for speed, guts, and wise. And then now going over her skills, starting with the unique skill. It's funny because last night, after she had gotten released, I'd found all these skills. I just didn't know which one was an innate skill or which one was an evolved skill, but I did find all these skills. Well, except for like the unique, obviously, since that's fairly, well, it is a new one, and then the evolved skills, but I did have those at least. I found those at least, so it wouldn't matter. But the unique skill is far north in a medium distance turf race. Speed increases slightly around the middle of the race. If you are in the middle or back of the pack when the skill is activated, you will maintain a higher speed for a longer period of time. So I'm assuming speed increases in a medium distance turf race, and then if you're in the middle of the pack or in the back, which makes sense as a betweener, and you activate the skill, well, you will get to keep that speed boost for a longer period of time, to use their words. Going over the innate skills, we have Model Student for medium distance. If you're not in the front at a random point during the middle of the leg or the middle leg, your speed will marginally increase. The second innate skill is, oops, what happened here? We have Aim for the Summit for betweener medium. If you're not in the front of the pack at a random point during the first quarter of the final leg, your acceleration will increase. Wait, I chose the wrong one. This is Aim for the Summit for betweener medium distance, the acceleration skill. If you're not in the front of the pack at a random point during the first quarter of the final leg, your acceleration will increase. And then we have Exploit the Gap, which was the one I had just read or shown earlier, for betweener medium as well. If you overtake someone on any corner during the second half of the race, you will get a slight speed boost. For the awakening skills at level 2, we have Mental Strength for betweener medium. If your base speed is at least 1200, it will increase by another 20. If your base power is also at least 1200, the speed increase will be 40 instead. At level 3, we have Brains and Beauty for medium distance. If you're not in the front at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. Level 4, Ceaseless Training for betweener medium distance. If you're not in the front at a random point during the middle leg, your speed will slightly increase. And then level 5, natural talent for between or medium. If you're not in the front of the pack at a random point during the first quarter of the final leg, your acceleration will increase. And then now going over the evolved skills from Brains and Beauty, it goes into Snow Soul Ice Beauty. The Umash get a slight increase in speed during the middle of the race, followed by a full throttle sprint, and then displays a strong finish if in a good position for between or medium. For the conditions, condition 1, have at least 800 speed. Condition 2, get at least 2 medium aptitude or medium distance skills. And then natural talent into Unrivaled 6 Flowers. In the final sprint, acceleration will increase slightly, giving a slight boost to the front. If in a good position during the full sprint, it will show a burst of speed? Hold on, give me a sec. In the final sprint, acceleration will increase slightly, giving a slight boost to the front if in a good position. Yeah, it's just basically. I guess if you're in a good position, you'll get an added speed boost to the skill. For the conditions, condition 1, have the fast learner status effect at the end of training, or have at least 800 Ys, and the second condition, at least 2 skills for betweener aptitude. And that is pretty much it for Admire Groove. Honestly, she's a medium distance specialist, basically. Just based off the skills, and obviously she's a betweener. So I guess pretty niche to medium distance. But if you don't care about that, then you can't use it for mile distance at the very least, or at least for the other distances. And if you really want to, then y'all know what to do. Bring that G up all the way to an A at the very least. At the very least. As for me, as much as I do like her design, I don't think I'll go pull for her. Only because we're literally close to Golden Week. Plus this week's the CM. So I think I'm just going to chill and just let Admire Groove be. Unfortunately. It is what it is. I'll just wait until Golden Week, see what happens there. If not, then yeah, for the support banner, it's just pretty much of this. So with that being said, I'm gonna go get the comments loaded up. So that'll be pretty much it for the main part of the video. If you guys do want to stick around and want to listen to me go over the comments from the last video on Friday, feel free to do so. If not, totally understand. There's actually a good decent amount of comments also. But if you do want me to go over your comments in future videos, just leave it down in the comment section down below. I normally go over the recent videos. So if it's in the old comment or an old video, I might most likely not go over it. Just to be honest. Probably like a few days at most. But yeah, just leave it down in the comment section down below and I'll go over it in the next video. Or if I forget for some odd reason, because it does happen here and there, I'll go over it in the next video or so. But with that being said, starting off with the comments is Rick's comment, and it says, really weird that Nova hasn't commented yet. I got the Master Ball rank in Pokemon Champions. Nova says, bruh, try commenting when you're 13 hours ahead. Rick says, hope you're having fun in your vacation. Wait, didn't Rick say he came over to the... Isn't he technically already ahead of us in time if you're in America? Because he's overseas, naturally. Like, that's where he lives. Right, Rick? Aren't you overseas? Or am I tripping? Am I confusing you with someone else? I could be confusing you with someone else, but I feel like it was you, right? Right, Rick? Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm a 50-50 right now, um but if that is the case, Nova, he's pretty much been doing it normally. Well, thank you, Nova, for replying to Rick's comment. And Rick, thank you for the comment. Appreciate it as always. The next batch of comments is from Nova, and it says, wow, so that happened. Fang Yi on the 50 pulls and then one tap her weapon. Not sure how, but I'll take it. But it's that what you wanted since, you know what you told me. But if you get lucky with your pulls, what about your Arsenal tickets? You know? All I know is, for if we're talking about Enfield, is that I do want Arcane. I did play part of the story, not all of it, but part of the story. I do want Arcane, but I also want Mifu, which should be 1.3 at the very least at this point. So I don't know what to do right now. Next comment from Nova says, "Oh boy, people were not happy with the Annie for Wuwa. They weren't. It's okay, or it's kind of okay, I guess. 30 pulls and some reruns. People want a 5-star selector, and I'm like, you sure you want those standard 5 stars? People are weird." So I guess the story for 3.0 will wrap up next patch. My prediction will be that 3.0 is either going to be the shortest version in Wuwa history, or they will include 2 regions in this version. Maybe another city related to Huanglong. Not sure. It is fairly early, I would say. Either that, or like you said, it could be maybe Huanglong Part 2. Because it is pretty dang early for it to end, but it does seem that way regardless. As for the complaints, I mean, it's how people are. It's how people are. They'll complain about something, and just like last year, people were complaining that there were a lot of rerun banners for the anniversary, and I think people this time around are complaining why there aren't as much. So it's like, what do you want? Like, they actually listened to you and now you're complaining. This is why I don't care about these people. This is why I don't care about these people, and hardly I complain about something in gacha games, except apparently recently with Linnea's rerun when it should have been Lucila's banner. Now that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. None of this, oh, yeah, we're gonna complain that we didn't get any banners this time, or too many banners this time around. When last year people were complaining a lot about how there was a lot of banners, and now there's less this time around. They're like, oh, where is it? Then they complain about a selector ticket. I've seen that too. I'm like, so you want standard banner characters? I mean, for some people that'll probably be helpful. But it's like, are we really gonna complain about getting a standard banner character? And then for the 30 pulls, I'm just like, bro, or 30 310 pulls. It's just like, bro, those 310 pulls, I think it's 3.5. Because I think I saw 35, but basically that 3.5 is 110 pull in Enfield. So I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining at all. And then if these people complaining, if they do play the Hoyo games, these are the same people who complain for Hoyo, pretty much. That's what I'm gonna say. If they complain in one game, they're gonna complain in every game. But I wouldn't mind them going back to Huanglong, only because I feel like we were supposed to go back a few times. Or at least that one time after Renacida, because Chuyuin said I should go back and say hi to the magistrate right before the end of the story. Good thing that GFL 2 has given us an event that explained what happened to Leva in the past. It's a condensed version. Next doll is huge. Um, doesn't isn't the banner ending soon in Girls Frontline? I think so. I don't remember, but I think I saw the mail that says ending soon. I guess our difference in the Enfield account is Rossi and Yvonne. Obviously, I prefer Yvonne more. See, I could have pulled for Yvonne. Problem is, I was saving for a Mifu and Fang Yi combo, but they didn't give that. They just said, "Here you go. Just get Fang Yi first." Yet, and then I did. So it gives me a little bit more time to save for Mifu, but at the same time, it's like, but who else is gonna get released? Who else do I have to worry about that's gonna get released? Who knows? Who knows? I'm not gonna attempt that other banner for Gilberto. Not gonna risk my luck. Yeah, I wouldn't either with how with how Arknights is or Enfield's gotcha system is. I don't really understand the carryover, at least from what I remember. If it's before the 80 or before the 50-50, I don't know what you said before. It said it was something like that. I didn't bother looking up into it. Don't forget you still have Snowbreak to catch up. Once it's back, I'm expecting tons of events and banners. That's if it comes back, because I don't think it's come back yet. I think it's been a few days since I checked, but am I in a rush? Not really. They call her Yukino Bijin, Snow Beauty, but she looks so plain and forgettable. Well, that's sad. Well, that's sad. NT's gonna slap. Ananta might slap harder, and then Azure Promelia will blow up, and then Silver Palace will make me, I guess, cry. I'm assuming Silver Palace is the one you're most excited about if it's gonna make you cry. Azure Promelia looks really nice. I mean, they all look nice, but I want to see. Well, Ananta's next week. Not Ananta. NT's next week, and Ananta as well. Whenever it's sometime this year. Sometime this year. Eating in Asian and restaurants is in America is kind of sus. Like you think the decor and stuff is Chinese enough, but the chef comes out and he's the whitest mofo in Minnesota. it maybe has something to do with it being in Minnesota. Maybe. Or it depends where you go. But at the same time, it's like, why can't white people learn Chinese cooking, huh? uh, Next comment says, I'm Team Ananta, while my personal bias is leaning towards Ananta, so I'm just like, NT bleh. Well, it's not like I'm gonna skip it. It's like Zenless, so I think 6 months is a good cutoff. I would say 6 months is a good cutoff. Shushu got a good. Get good. Can't. Netmarble and NetEase are so similar in their style that it makes their games almost indistinguishable from each other. NFT stuff from before was bad. Like I said, when I looked at NetEase's game list, none of them really look too familiar to me. If I'm gonna be honest, let me go look at it again. Like, yeah, I didn't know that Ananta worked on NetEase, but I don't know about their other games. Like some of the games that I did here were not like gacha games or so ever. Like, I don't know, Naraka, the 60-player PvP. I've heard of that, but never played it. Once Human. It's another open world survival game. So it's like I knew nothing about NetEase, if I'm being honest. I don't even know what other games here are like gotcha games. But Netmarble, I do know. So I don't know what styles you're talking about, if I'm being honest. If Mongol has crypto stuff, I'm out. I don't think I saw any crypto stuff in it. I don't think so. At first I thought the Black Shores were sus, then again that one girl from the Black Shores is a yandere. She became just that one girl now. No name, just that one girl. I mean, in the beginning, yeah. Because like Black Shores, what are they doing? But at the same time, you look at Alto and Encore is like, are they really sus? Are they really sus? Alto's like one of the friendliest guys in the game. And then there's Encore. How can Encore be sus? Well, maybe that's why she's sus. The most sus one is definitely Camellia. For said reasons, but Genshin inspired a 50-50 gacha system and Field inspired a 120 with no guaranteed 50-50. I was gonna say 120 pity has been there. But no guaranteed 50-50. You want to restart that ethereal restart? No, I don't. I'd rather play Star Savior is what I meant to say. Star Savior is a good game, but the devs are kinda incompetent. I'll just quietly try it at some point this year. I didn't know that their only PC client was just Steam related, so I guess it's not that bad of a download. Like it wasn't really much of an issue, but I do have it downloaded. I haven't started. Maybe soon. Star Savior, kinda The game is pretty, but the devs is kinda sus. I'm still playing Counterside, but it's kinda like their devs don't really improve on the feedback and just let it sit there. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. By Gooner logic, I've seen some sheet. Nikki was good back in the day, but lost its luster. Only GFL 2 and Zenless are hitting the right spots for me now. See, this is what I'm saying. It's like, maybe for you, it got normalized, but maybe to some people, or a good amount of people, it's still kind of there, you know? Yours could just be like a toned down version. Alright? If people were complaining on how Gooner Zenless is, how do you think people felt about Nikki when it first came out? I was told that Hiyuki is a main Glacial DPS, so I'm not sure what that means for Carlota. I'm pretty sure it was obvious that Hiyuki was gonna be a main Glacial DPS just by how she looked and how she attacks and how she, in the story. that was pretty obvious to me. As for Carlota, I don't know. Maybe run a dual DPS team and then somehow have Lucilla support them both. I don't know. Shushu slacking on Forte. I was. Like I had everything unlocked except for like leveling up the like normal attack or basic attack, resonance skill, resonance liberation, intro skill, outro skill. Those were like level 7, 6. Or I guess the basic attack was still at level 1. And I did feel the difference, especially with Lene, when I was after and before raising her Forte. I did feel the difference. Can you imagine? I was doing all these towers of adversities and whimpering waste without my Fortes being up. So those times where I felt like I could have done better or cleared it sooner probably could have happened, because it was the same for Mornier and Imeth along with Lene, basically the recent characters that I pulled. What it is. Then again, the echoes are the main part of character building. Forte is just there to make you think you have some control with no RNG involved. I don't know. I still felt a good difference with the Forte level difference. At least to me it did. M4 Nekomata, my condolences. And yes, Lycon is my only M3 at the moment. I would say that sounds like you were more the luckier side when it comes to Zenless. Macchiato was a waifu before too, but then GFO1 got 416 hyped AF. I still like Macchiato. Golden Week might be cracked. I can't lose to Kazuki now. As the Mustard Senpai, I'm gonna have to lock in. I think you kind of already just have the advantage with the amount of carrot jewels you have. It just all depends on your pulls. That's pretty much it. But other than that, thank you, Nova, for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. Next comment is from Uma JP Enjoyer. That old stamina card were bottlenecked with the other newer cards in the deck. Still my best stamina card. Still my best stamina card. That's all I gotta say. But thank you for the comment, Uma JP Enjoyer. And lastly is a comment from Kazuki. So Admire Groove will be the featured Uma tomorrow, and another OP scam banner for support cards. They really pushing the scam banner support cards, huh? And me here taking the bait. No one else to blame but yourself then. No one else to blame but yourself then, Kazuki. If I'll ever pull, I think I'll go for Teo speed card and Kern Bokidor stamina card. I'm really pushing myself to go invest for leader cards for my almond eye. I mean, if it makes sense, if you're gonna focus on leaders, is what I would say. But it's nice to have those different position cards, obviously. Like for me, I started off with chasers. Now I have chaser, and well, chaser could use some updating, but my best one, I guess, for recent cards would be leader, I guess. And then betweener and runner should be quite the same. Maybe a little bit more on edge for betweener for little reasons, but I feel like my betweener has better support than my runners. But it is what it is. Other than that, that's pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Kazuki, Nova, Rick, and Uma JP Enjoyer. Appreciate the comments as always. And with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys are making this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know how your guys' weekend were, if you guys pulled for Admire Groove, or if you're like Kazuki, if you did. Let me know if you guys pulled in the support card banner. If you were looking to try and get dupes for support cards you've gotten in the past, at least from the current lists that they have up here. But other than that, if there's anything else you want to talk about or ask me, just leave it down in the comment section down below. As long as appropriate, I'll go over it. In a few days, it should be the CM, so we'll see how that goes. I'm still going to train Kita as much as I can to see if I can get a good one. I did train one over the weekend. I got a UA7, but Dirt stayed at a C aptitude, so can't really use that. Or I think a B aptitude. But if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description. And with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.